Hello, welcome back. My name is Ari and today is day 3 of the 12 days after Christmas. And since we're talking about all of the books that I have read for 2020 or that I'm going to read in 2021, I thought it would be good to throw in an anti-TBR tag right here. So these are the books that I have no interest in reading. And I will link the creator of the tag down below because I am woefully unprepared for basically life in general. So, first question. A popular book that everyone loves but you have no interest in reading. For me, that is going to be Beach Read by Emily Henry, and that's basically because I don't like contemporary romance, which I'll get into later because that's another question that's coming up. But yeah, I don't have an interest in this book at all, so I'm just not gonna read it. Question number 2, a classic book or classic author that you don't have an interest in reading. There are quite a few classics that I just have no real interest in. I'm gonna just name a few. Moby Dick, no interest in giant whales. The Iliad and the Odyssey, I don't care about Greek mythology at all, and those are really long poems. Also, don't like poetry at all. Les Mis, no. I watched the movie. The movie's great. I don't want to read that. Not at all. War and Peace, that's really long. And I don't want to read it because it's really long and it doesn't sound interesting at all. Okay. Question number 3. An author whose books you have no interest in reading. You can do just an author in general or a problematic author or either or. And so I'm going to do it separately. A not problematic author that I have no interest in reading is Christina Lauren because I don't like contemporary romance and the only thing they write is contemporary romance. A problematic author that I have no real interest in reading, I mean, other than J.K. Rowling, who's hugely problematic and no one talks about anymore because of how problematic she is, I'm gonna say Rainbow Rowell. Rainbow Rowell's not like the most problematic author, but they have put things in their books that is entirely inappropriate as far as like racism goes. There have been some issues with them putting racial inappropriate things in books, and their books just don't sound interesting to me at all. So we're gonna skip on Rainbow Rowell over here. Question number 4. An author you have read a couple of books from and have decided their books are not for you. For this, if you've been watching my videos lately, you'll probably be able to guess this one. Alex E. Harrow. I have read her only 2 books out, like both of them, which was The 10,000 Joys of January and Once and Future Witches, and I cannot stand her writing style, like at all. Like, I am just infinitely pissed off all the time I am reading her books. So I am just determined that Alex E. Harrow is not for me. I know a lot of other people like her writing, and good on you if you do. I am done. I am moving on. I'm continuing my life without the existence of Alex Harrow. Next up is question number 5. A genre you have no interest in or a genre you tried to get into and couldn't. Contemporary romance. Holy shit. I cannot, like, I have no interest at all. Maybe it's because I'm an old spinster and the thought of like real people falling in love is just the most boring concept I can come up with in my little brain, but I just don't do contemporary romance. I've never found one that I'm interested in, and I'm always like bored or just disinterested every single time I'm trying to read it. I can do like historical romances. I've found plenty of historical romance that I like. Fantasy romances. I love fantasy romance, but something about contemporary romance where it's real, honest to God people in the real world falling in love, I just don't like. And I'm going to avoid it as much as I possibly can. Next question is question number 6, a book that you have bought but you will never read. I've got it right down here. Australia. It's a romance anthology to benefit firefighters and wildlife. I purchased this book early in 2020 when Australia was basically entirely on fire, because all of the proceeds of this book go to firefighters and animal rescues in Australia. But it's a very, very thick book of romance. Mostly contemporary romance. Like, I have absolutely no interest in reading this, but I did want to support the firefighters and wildlife, and I thought that something like this was a great idea as to how to support firefighters and wildlife, but I don't want to read it. I just wanted to support the idea of this book and the authors who wrote this book, and then support Australia. So that's how that happened. Still never gonna read this. Next question, a series you have no interest in reading or a series you started and had DNF'd. Now, this one's gonna piss people off because this is a really, really popular series that I see endlessly on BookTube and that everybody loves, and that is the Brown Sisters trilogy by Talia Hibbert, which is like Get a Life, Chloe Brown, Take a Hint, Dani Brown, and I don't remember the third one, but there's 3 of them. I don't think the third one's come out yet, but it's contemporary romance, and I don't like contemporary romance. I don't even care how amazing and great and popular these books are. I don't want to read contemporary romance. So those books are out. All the joy in the world to everybody who loves these books. Like, I'm sure they're fantastic. I'm sure Talia Hibbert's fantastic. I just don't want to read them. And then the final question is a new release that you have no interest in reading. And for this, I am going with Ready Player 2 by, oh god, I forgot who wrote it. For this one, I'm going with Ready Player 2 by Ernest Cline, because I haven't heard a single good thing about this book. Like, not one single solitary good thing about this book. So why would I read a book that everybody says is horrible trash? And I've listened to and read spoilers about it to see if maybe what everybody hates about it is something that sounds interesting to me. And nope. I have no interest in reading this at all. Ready Player 1 was good though. And that's everything. Thank you for joining me on day 3 of the 12 days after Christmas. Come back tomorrow and I am going to do my anticipated, or 10 anticipated books for 2021.